All right, welcome to another episode of NFL Outdated Cover 2 series. This episode, we are talking about the Kansas City Chiefs, and I'm joined by longtime Chiefs fan, Teshia. You can find her at Here for Football, KC on Twitter. How are you doing this morning?
Lovely. Absolutely lovely. Excited to talk some football. It's the off season, so I like to take every chance I get.
Absolutely. Well, and really, it is the off season, but there are always things to talk about in the NFL. I mean, it is, specifically with the Chiefs, a lot going on. We can just kind of get right into it. What were your thoughts when you lost Tyreek Hill?
It's really funny that you say that because I was on Twitter when the Russell Wilson thing happened, and
Mhm.
I was like, just sit back. Like I even did the whole like crack a beer gif, and I was like, oh, this is so great. Like so many people are triggered right now. I was like, whatever. And then I was like, oh, instant karma. When that happened, like, I'm not going to lie, I got a little bit emotional.
Yeah.
I don't know if you can see it, but I have it on my wall.
Yeah.
Um, it was, I don't know. It was a lot to process, like in the moment. But the more I thought about it, the more like that you really like laid it out, the more it really made sense. And so I don't know. It took me a few days, but I got over it. I mean, it is what it is. It's football. You can't. I mean, you win, you lose. You give. I I think we're gonna do a lot better. Like I think this year could be. I'm actually excited because so we did. So we won the Super Bowl. Didn't obviously win the Super Bowl. Things need to change, I think, for us, and so it's exciting to me to see like how that's gonna play out. I think we got a lot of good talent. I don't know. No, yeah, but overall, obviously, I was devastated at first, but I got over it.
Well, yeah, and he's an immense talent. But when you look
Absolutely.
at, contract wise, it really is tough. And I don't know if there really has been a Super Bowl winner that's had, you know, a wide receiver making that much money. So it's going to be interesting, obviously, him moving on to Miami and everything like that. But, when you look at the Chiefs, it really starts and ends with Patrick Mahomes. You
Absolutely.
know, it, when a quarterback has done it before, then you give them a little bit more slack. And obviously, they had a tough season, to start last season, but everyone was, most people were saying, they're going to turn around. And a lot of it was because of Patrick Mahomes. So what makes him so great?
The team. I mean, he's an immense talent. Don't get me
Okay.
wrong. Like that is it. He has it. He absolutely has it. But he also has a great team. He has a good
Yeah.
coach. He has. So I'm a big believer in. And I'm sorry. I mean, I'll just be touche about like
Yeah.
the bro code, like team camaraderie, like
Yeah.
all of that stuff makes you great. And
Mhm.
man, we just had it. So like it hurt. It super hurt losing Tyrann Mathieu. Like that was
Mhm.
a big deal. But I don't feel like we lost him. He did not belong in Kansas City anymore. He wasn't, his heart wasn't in it. And so at
Mhm.
that point, you have to just say, okay, go and do your thing, go and be great somewhere else, or try to, do the best thing you can do. His heart was no longer in it. He was toxic with the fans, and that you can't do that. So, I love him. He's a great player. Hope he does really well, and that's fine. But like the camaraderie of the team is like a big deal. It's a huge freaking deal. And we have that. Like, I think we do. I really think we do. That's why it's so exciting for me to see the new people come on. Like, I want to see how they're going to fit in. Like
W
Juju,
yeah,
like,
so talk about that. I mean, when you add a Juju, I mean, it's a personality. I mean, how does he
yeah.
fit into that team?
I don't know. Like I did a little happy dance because I know Juju's super controversial, but like he's very, very good. He's super good at what he does. Like when I read that on my phone, like I got like 4 notifications, and I was just like, I like did a happy dance. I was like, if he shows up and he fits in, he's gonna do great. Like Mahomes can make something out of that. He can make magic out of that. Like he can throw the ball, he can catch it. Like I mean, I think he's gonna do really well.
Yeah, I mean, do you see him, kind of taking some of the slack for Tyreek Hill then?
Maybe we still have good receivers. Don't obviously, we have a great tight end. So,
Yeah.
there's that. But, I'm still a McCole Hardman fan. Like, I
Mm.
feel like he doesn't get enough credit. He's super underrated. Um, he did drop his Super Bowl ring on live television, which you got to give him a little bit of slack when he drops the ball. But like, I think he's really good. I think he can step up. I mean, he's the one we kept, so I have a lot of faith in him. I hope it's a good year for him. Honestly, really, I don't know if I draft him in fantasy, but I hope he
Mm.
has a good year.
Yeah. Well, you talked about Travis Kelce. Then what makes him so great? Then I mean, he's has to be the best tight end in the NFL, doesn't he?
But I would hope so. It's been years and years of watching him that people just say, oh, he's decent. Oh, he's decent. He is not decent. He's great. Don't get me going on that. Like, I literally remember watching his first couple of plays and going, oh, that dude's he's going to do big things. I was like, I literally stood up and I was like, he's going to do big things. And here he is. He just delivers, man.
Well, when you look at him as well, and when Tyreek Hill was added, I mean that really helped him as well, didn't it?
Oh, absolutely. 100%. Yeah, absolutely. Yep.
So, I mean, do you think it'll take away from him now that Tyreek Hill's not there?
No. No, because what he's done is he's built on his position, on his place, on all of that. He's built and learned and adapted on how to do the best at what he needs to do. And if you really watch like every game, he'll figure it out. And I think it's going to be just fine. He's going to be just fine.
I do love that video. Was it him? They were trying to figure out the I can't remember what game it was, but they're trying to figure out the best routes to run, and him and Patrick were going back and forth about that, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Where one of my favorite ones is when he walks up to Andy Reid and he's like, "Hey, like if you just give it to me, or you just send it, I'm gonna get there." And that was like a massive play, Yeah.
And speaking of, a player that you're going to need to probably give it to more, Clyde Edwards-Helaire, can he be a lead back, or what are your thoughts on him?
Ooh, I'm gonna get some probably slack for this because I'm a huge fan. I mean, he had a great college career, like really super talented. I think I really feel like as a Chiefs fan, we got more out of McKinnon last season, and we actually did bring him back for 1 year. When I thought we lost him, I was like, oh my God, because I do like Clyde Edwards, and I think he can do great, but that's a hard position when you're on a Chiefs team. We're such a we like to throw the ball. When we run it, it's nitty and gritty, and like you're taking hits, you're really taking it. So like, I don't know, I'd hate to put it all on him, but I was super excited when McKinnon came back. I think that both of those people can do really well.
And were you surprised when they signed Ronald Jones as well?
No, happy. I don't know.
Yeah, it's almost like kind of depth. I mean, if so like if Clyde Edwards-Helaire, doesn't really, pan out this year, I mean, are you going to be surprised, or?
We're not really. Our running game is, it's always like, to be honest with you, I get mad when we run the ball because we're not that good at it. Right. Just throw it, I don't know. Would I love to have a breakout running back? Oh my God, absolutely. Because there's nothing that makes me more nervous than the quarterback running. I hate that. Also, hold on. I love Josh Allen. I mean, I'm gonna give major credit to all the quarterbacks that run the ball. Don't get me wrong, but I've had an injured quarterback. We've had injured quarterbacks. It's a terribly, like, I'm like, no, don't, like, just protect him. Like, don't make him do that, which is also what makes football exciting. So I don't know. Run game.
Yeah. And I, full disclosure, I am a Bears fan, so the quarterback is super important. The Bears have not been very good because of that in the past, and hopefully they're on their way now with Justin Fields. But when you look at the rest of the division quarterbacks, I mean, this division is stacked, but how would you rank the quarterbacks in this division?
In the AFC West?
In the AFC West.
That's it's debatable. I mean, obviously we have the best one. I don't know with the Russell Wilson thing how it's going to work out. I'm definitely not super sold on Derek Carr.
Mm.
And then there you go. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4.
Okay. I definitely get that. And speaking of that as well, I mean, is there a team within the division that you're worried about the most?
Oh, absolutely. The Bills.
Oh, or within the AFC
Oh no, I'm
West?
so sorry. Oh no, and that no, no. I mean, I look forward to playing. I'm so sorry. Yeah, I look forward to playing the Broncos to see like how it goes. But no,
So you're not afraid of the Chargers at all?
I mean, yeah, maybe. I think it'll be exciting football, but I'm not like super worried about it. And here's the thing: we can have a terrible year. I don't know yet, and that's what makes it so exciting. Like honestly, we could completely blow it this year, and that's fine. But I think it'll be good football, no matter what, because we have a lot of really good, like it's all there. I just hope it works.
Well, it's funny because the Chargers are kind of the sexy pick. They last year they were the sexy pick as well with Justin Herbert, and when you pick a team, I mean you want to pick a team that's done it before, and I think we were kind of spoiled last year with what the Bengals did, but that's a lot
Mhm.
with Joe Burrow. But when you look at the Chargers, I mean they haven't been there before, so they don't really worry you very much because of that.
Um, I think it comes down to just those last minute decisions. Like
Mhm.
honestly, it's who's calling the plays, who's really like where's your mindset at? Like so I don't know. I don't think so.
So, and we talked about this, offline. I, I am not so high on the Chiefs as others. I am on record as saying the Chiefs may
That's
finish
okay.
last in the division. So, what are your expectations this year for the team?
I mean, I'd like to make the playoffs. Here's the thing: we hyped it up so much with the run it back thing,
Mm,
and the expectations were so high. Which in a sense, is fine, but it's really not because, in my opinion, like you're supposed to lose. Like that's football. You're supposed to lose games. You're supposed to get mad about it and then get out there and play harder. So with the whole like run it back thing, and I'm not gonna lie, like I even drank the Kool-Aid a little bit, and then when we lost, I was just so mad, and then I was like, you know what, like you're supposed to freaking lose. So I don't know. I'd love to make the playoffs. I'd be super happy with that. That's it.
well, yeah, and when you look at last year and maybe even this year, I mean, how much of it is on Andy Reid? Do you still trust him as the coach?
100%. I am 100% a trust the process person, and I get a lot of blowback for that. But you know what? We have you can't even argue the greatest coach. I mean, he's literally built the NFL. Like you cannot
Mhm.
there I don't think there's a program that you can't link back to him. He is amazing, super great guy. So yeah, him, Veach, all of it. I'm a huge Eric Bieniemy fan. Can't believe that guy's not a head coach for somewhere else. I'm
Mhm.
so glad, and I'm torn on that because I'm like so glad that he's still with us, but like
Mhm.
I want him to progress. Oh, no, all of it. I trust it all. We do very well together, and the players too. I think it just meshes well.
Yeah, it is from a fan perspective, did that change because of the Super Bowl win?
Mm. Oh, that's a really good question. No, I don't know. I don't think so. Are you talking about Eric Bieniemy?
Well, I'm sorry, Andy Reid.
Oh, Andy Reid. Oh no, I mean, oh well, no, I don't think so. I think that what's happened is like we've just built and built and built and gained trust and camaraderie and all of that. I don't know. I think it's just I think we have a really good whole system, if that makes sense.
Well, speaking of that, as a Bears fan, I do have to take a little bit of issue with that as well. So, how come Matt Nagy, didn't pan out with the Bears? I mean, was he not getting much of doing much kind of with the Chiefs, or what are your thoughts on Matt Nagy?
Oh, I don't know. I'm not going to go too far into that. I'm not. not really. Nah. So no.
I don't want to go too far into that too. I just thought I'd ask and kind of see. And but when you look at it, the Chiefs, offensive side of the ball has been huge.
Obviously.
But when you look at them, the defense is going to be key for this year as well and really improving. They were horrible at times, just putrid at times last year.
You're right.
Talk about some of those key players for this year, and maybe even some of the drafted players that might fit in to help them.
I think we did draft pretty well. You obviously have to go back to we have Chris Jones, we have Frank Clark. I mean, they're explosive players when they're explosive. And I mean, I'm obviously, I'm a fan of both. You have things so you have things that happen off of the field that affect things on the field. Obviously, with Frank Clark, I think that's a big issue. If your head's really in the game, I think that really helps. But as far as our drafts go, I don't know. We have our version. What is it of OBJ? Orlando Brown. I really had I hope it's a better year for him. Mm-hmm. Did I say that right? Yeah, I did.
Well, and I have listed some of your drafted players here, and I am I'm also an Iowa Hawkeye player. What's
Sorry,
that?
go ahead. Nothing.
I'm also an Iowa Hawkeye player, so I'm really curious to see how George Karlaftis is going to fit. I think he's going to really be huge for the defense there.
I said that. Oh, yes. Okay. So tell me why.
Well, yeah, I mean, Purdue, he's always going. And I think Andy Reid has also talked about how he's always got a motor. And I think that's what you need in the NFL, just to keep going and really set a tone, So draft wise, you got him. Also Sky Moore. I mean, that's going to be an interesting addition to the offense.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. And so when you look at the Chiefs, I mean, and it's really hard to kind of, do schedule predictions and everything like that. I mean, you're hoping they at least make the playoffs, and if they make the playoffs, they've got a shot, right?
Week 5 is going to suck.
What's week 5?
That's the Bills.
Okay. Do they? Yeah. That's going to be interesting to see kind of how, the Bills are not going to be happy about that.
I don't know. I mean, I won't lie, being a Chiefs fan, I tried to do the whole, I hate Josh Allen, he's not very good, blah, blah, blah. And hold on, in saying that, he had a slow few years. He started very slow. And that might be why I don't like him more, because he's really learning. And in the NFL, you either start off slow and you fizzle out, or you learn how to adapt, and that makes you a great player. And so when he started doing good, I was like, oh, shoot, really? Yeah. So it took him a minute, but he's so talented. I mean, and he runs, and that would drive me crazy. If that was my quarterback, that would drive me crazy, because I'm like, don't risk it. But he does. So.
Well, yeah, and you look at that playoffs. I mean, that was an amazing game. But what were your emotions for that game, and then the following week versus the Bengals?
Yeah. The 13-second game, is that what we're talking about? Yeah, I both cried on the floor. I got on my floor, on my knees. I'm not even ashamed to say it, and freaking cried. And then I got up and screamed, and then cried again. My neighbors came over and checked on me. They were like, "Are you okay?" I was like, "Yeah, it's football." Oh my God. It's probably one of the best games I've seen that I can remember in now time. That was absolutely amazing. And then and then we lost so terribly, so disgusting. Oh my gosh, just all out. We did not deserve to win that game, and we didn't. So we lost. That's how it goes.
And have you been to a lot of games at Arrowhead then?
I've been to a few. One of my favorite ones recently was it was the first time we played Pittsburgh. It was last year when we played Pittsburgh. So still Ben was there. And actually, crazy enough, Kelce was out with COVID. So I spent all this money. And it is what it is. We played like the best game ever. Like we were doing I don't know if you like do much about GIFs or whatever, but like Pringle was given like CPR and
Yeah.
and I was like 10 feet from it. So it was a beautiful game. Absolutely awesome.
Well, yeah, now Pringle is in Chicago. That'll be interesting to see how he kind of
Yeah,
transitions.
what a loss. Yeah, that one hurt.
So when you look at the Chiefs, they're definitely characters, and Patrick Mahomes is a character.
For sure.
Do you have a Patrick Mahomes impression?
Do I have an impression? Oh, I think he's extremely humble.
No, I mean, can you do his voice? Like it sounds like he sounds like Kermit.
No, I'm not doing the Mahomes. Hello, no, I'm not doing it. No. He's so likable. You can't tell me. Why do so many people hate him? He's not even my favorite Chiefs player, but he's very likable.
And it's not him. I think it's his wife and brother. Right? I
love Brittany, and that's so funny because I have a couple of friends that are actually Bills fans, and we talk back and forth, and it's always like, our Brittany's better. Like, come on, like really. What did she ever do to anybody? I do not like Jackson. That you can keep that, take that, leave it over there. But what did Brittany ever do to anybody?
I don't know. I think some of the videos there was one, he was at an NBA game and she was giving him some weird faces. I think that's, but what in any relationship, what doesn't happen like that?
What doesn't? Yeah, no joke.
Well, this has been fun. Definitely interested to see how the Chiefs are going to do this year. I'm gonna stand by my Chiefs last place finish in the division.
Holy.
But feel free to come roast me when it doesn't happen. I get it.
In fact, I was gonna say, if you cash that in, you better cash it in hard. So
hey, why not? People keep receipts, and I'm good with that. It's all in fun. So, and especially with the NFL, I'm actually going to the Pro Football Hall of Fame in a couple weeks. Have you ever been there?
I have not. No.
Yeah, tell you what. I mean, it's definitely an amazing experience. I mean, if you like football, I mean, that's something I enjoy, and that's what when you talk to people of different teams, and I enjoy it because when it's football season, I mean, there's always, there's something to watch and something to talk about. And fantasy football, do you get into fantasy football as well?
I love it. I actually took last year off and it almost killed me. So yeah, I got to get back into it.
That's, and when you look at that, are you someone who drafts Chiefs players, or do you, try to stay away from them?
I won't lie. I like to troll and be like, draft a kicker first, but no, obviously don't do that. But no, I love to have Travis Kelce on my team. And there's a huge debate on that. Him or Gronk, doesn't matter. He's not playing anymore. Or per se. No, like I honestly just go for talent, for talent. You try to look for how you're going to score the most points. Obviously, it doesn't matter who the player is, who's best.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, this has been a lot of fun. I definitely appreciate you taking your time. And where can everyone find you again?
Actually, just on Twitter. It's just at Here for Football KC.
And hopefully on some Chiefs podcasts coming soon, right?
Maybe, hopefully. We'll see. The season goes terrible. I'm just going to be crying the whole time, so it won't matter.
That would be entertaining, right? So there you go.
All right. Thank you so much.
Thanks again, Teshia. Once again, it's been NFL Outdated, Cover 2 series on the Chiefs. Thanks again.
Thanks.